You ever notice how obsessed we are with more? Bigger, better, faster, always chasing the next thing. And the moment we get it, it's not enough. That's First Samuel in a nutshell. Israel looked around and saw the other nations with kings, and they said, "We want that." God had led them, God provided for them, He fought for them, yet they weren't satisfied. That's why I always say comparison really is the thief of joy. So God gives them Saul. He's tall, he's strong, he's everything they thought a king should be. But power without character is disaster waiting to happen. He starts off well enough, but fear, jealousy, insecurity, they eat him alive. And when he stops trusting God, he starts to spiral. And while he's busy trying to hold on to control, God is raising up someone else. That's David. And David's story is wild. From shepherd to giant slayer, fugitive to king. But what makes him different isn't just the victories, it's his heart. Even as a kid, out in the fields tending the sheep, he was already leaning into his faith. And while his brothers were off doing what looked important, David was alone with God, learning his voice, writing songs, and developing a trust that runs deep. And that's why when Goliath showed up, David wasn't intimidated. He didn't see a giant. He saw a powerless enemy standing against the God he knew personally. And his understanding of God's nature shaped everything that he did. He didn't just believe in God, he knew him. Saul relied on armor and strategy, but David surrendered to God's timing. Saul feared losing his throne, but David knew the throne was never his to take. It was God's to give. Even when he was on the run, hiding in caves, being hunted like an animal, David didn't lose faith. He poured his heart into psalms that still teach us about God today. One man's life was ruled by fear, and the other by faith. And the faith made all the difference. And that's what First Samuel is really about. Israel picked a king based on appearances, and God picked a king based on the heart. We still make the same mistakes today, chasing what looks good instead of what is good. But the bigger picture, David's line leads to Jesus, the true king, the one who doesn't rule by force, but by love. Saul's kingdom crumbled, but David's kingdom lasts. One built on self, and the other on surrender. So what do we do with that? We need to stop chasing things that don't last. Stop letting fear run your life, and start building something bigger than yourself. Did you catch how First Samuel flipped the script on power, faith, and leadership? Well, if you like this new format, make sure you let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the next daily lift. And as always, go lift somebody up.